5 years in the past. Nowadays, Godzilla and Kong engaged in a fierce conflict. Despite Kong's efforts, Godzilla turned into effective. The potent beast defeated Kong and disappeared into the sea. Nobody has heard from Godzilla considering the fact that fateful day. However now, 5 years later, we see a new scene. We see Inexperienced Island, the home of Kong. As Kong comes into view, it will become clear that he has grown in length because we remaining noticed him. Whilst Kong awakens from sleep, he has a laugh within the water. We see a little woman there. Kong favored her a lot. They had been amazing buddies. Kong in no way argued with her and generic everything she stated. But this female can't speak or pay attention. We see that Kong is genuinely competitive. He became especially offensive. He grabs a tree and throws it up into the sky. It breaks the electricity wall. We examine that Kong become imprisoned on the town to save you Godzilla from traveling. As those titans can defeat each other, and it's far a fear that they'll combat once more. As Kong enlarged in size, so it is determined to shift him everywhere else. Then we see a boy who worked for an agency. He was a hacker. The business enterprise in which he worked made very modern-day stuff as machines, robots, and many others. But that hacker doubts his business enterprise. The organization is designing an aspect that ought to now not be made. Consequently, he hacks all of the facts of the business enterprise. He receives to recognize that this enterprise is transferring a big item to Hong Kong. However, suddenly the alarm starts off, evolved ringing there. It turned into an alarm that Godzilla is coming. In a brief time, Godzilla comes out of the sea. As he comes out, he starts off evolved, destroying the whole lot. No one ought to discern out why Godzilla become looking to kill all people. Due to the fact he is a life-savior titan. Right here we get to know approximately Godzilla's nuclear energy. Godzilla destroys the entire organization, the usage of his powers. The information that Godzilla had arrived spread for the duration of the entire world. However, this time, his form is changed. He isn't always like before. Within the past, he saved human beings, and now he is killing each person in aggression. The proprietor of the organization tells all of us that his organization is working on an undertaking. They may get succeeded in making a tool that is well matched with Godzilla. A girl named Madison watches this news. She doesn't believe in Godzilla's offense due to the fact she knew him thoroughly. She considers this information a rumor. She contended that Godzilla couldn't hurt everybody due to the fact he enables and saves people. Madison is going to his father and makes him understand that he cannot do something like this. Someone did something to him. Madison's father explains to her that these creatures and titans are similar to human beings. They are able to trade moods as properly. Like Godzilla has changed and he is killing people. After it, Madison leaves and listens to that hacker's name. That hacker uploads an online video about that hacker. Madison comes to a decision that she'll cross and meet that hacker. She'll investigate the matter and ask why Godzilla has grown to be competitive. Why did he ruin that agency? Later, the business enterprise's owner meets a senior physician named Nathan. Dr. Nathan turned into a scientist in fact. The agency's proprietor tells him that your idea of the hollow earth changed into correct. This become the location in which titans are born. In truth, Dr. Nathan posted a e-book about every other earth known as whole earth, which exists under the earth. It's far hidden and no person can see it. It's far a source of strength for titans. There, the proprietor of the organization allows Dr. Nathan to fulfill another guy. He informs Dr. Nathan that we have found a strength supply inside the hollow earth. We do not know in which does it exist. It is below our floor. As we take energy from the solar, those titans take strength from the whole earth. If they get succeeded in locating the strength, they'll be capable of compete with Godzilla. Dr. Nathan asks, however, how we are imagined to move there. My brother tried an adventure to the hollow earth some years ago, but regrettably, He failed to make it and exceeded away. Its miles stated that gravity is absent within the hollow earth, inflicting the whole thing to glide inside the air. Therefore, the entirety starts flying in the air. Dr. Nathan turned into reassured by way of the corporation owner, who knowledgeable him that they had evolved an anti-gravity automobile. Because his company made an anti-gravity vehicle. Will go to the whole earth with its assist. The organization's proprietor tells him that every Titan has the ability to locate his own domestic. Therefore we should seek help from a Kong. After it, Dr. Nathan meets his doctor buddy. This female health practitioner took care of Kong. He tries to give an explanation to her that we need to send Kong to his residence. His home is whole earth and we cannot hold him there for long. If he gets out of here, Godzilla will attack him. Kong is simplest secure on hollow earth. After some discussion, that female health practitioner is of the same opinion. Because they didn't have some other preference. Then they take Kong with their army to the whole earth. Kong turned into chained. Kong's friend, that little woman, talks to Kong in signal language. Kong is enraged, in keeping with the woman, because he is chained. The chief of the Navy says to the girl doctor that we won't skip from Godzilla's manor. We'll use some other manner in order that Godzilla does not get wind of it. That female medical doctor says, sure. We should do exactly like this. Godzilla and Kong are antique competitors. Due to the fact each of them recollect themselves king of the monsters. If they encounter each different, they may wreak havoc. Then Madison is going to meet that hacker with her pal. That hacker tells them that the corporation is making a large issue. That factor could be shifted to Hong Kong once it is made. Godzilla didn't like this, therefore he destroyed the employer. After that, we see that an alarm starts to sound within the ship wherein Kong was positioned. That young lady has simply knowledgeable that lady health practitioner that Godzilla is on his manor. Dr. Nathan says that as Godzilla is coming out of doors, we ought to free and unchain Kong as properly. So that he competes with Godzilla and saves us. Ultimately, Godzilla comes outdoor. He became transferring ahead to them by destroying a deliver. When Kong gets to recognize that Godzilla is coming, he starts shouting loudly. And he turned into sure. And then they launch rockets and missiles at Godzilla. It doesn't harm Godzilla. Godzilla destroys their planes. Now Godzilla became moving closer to Kong's deliver. Godzilla destroys their ships. Godzilla makes their deliver the wrong way up. Because of this, Godzilla and many people start getting sunk within the sea. Then they untie Kong's chains. In order that Kong fights with Godzilla and saves them. Then Godzilla and Kong get into a large fight. Kong throws Godzilla deep in the sea. Then he straightens the slanted deliver, permitting humans to be stored. Godzilla gets up over again and he was going to the equal ship in which that woman turned into. Kong jumps from one deliver to some other and reaches the deliver where Godzilla changed into coming. Kong punches Godzilla in reality hard. Godzilla additionally punches him lower back. Kong falls down. Kong rises another time and assaults Godzilla, who's thrown into the ocean. It makes Godzilla indignant. Seeing it, he makes use of its nuclear powers. Seeing it, Kong jumps into the water to keep his life. The mild of the nuclear strength of Godzilla spreads all around and anyone receives astonished seeing it. Right here we get to understand about the power of Godzilla. They begin fighting in the sea. Godzilla ought to breathe inside the water, however Kong, who become like humans, could not breathe inside the water. Therefore Kong appeared to be defeated. Godzilla become taking Kong into the depths of the sea to kill him. That woman doctor says that we have to assist Kong, in any other case, Godzilla will kill him. They blast many missiles inside the sea. Kong comes outside to shop his lifestyles due to this. Dr. Nathan orders to show the entirety off. Turn off all the machines and engines in order that Godzilla thinks that we're useless and defeated. Then they flip the whole lot off. Godzilla looks at Kong angrily, after which leaves. The woman doctor says that if we pass ahead, Godzilla will acknowledge that we're alive and he will assault us. How are we able to pass ahead and how will we take Kong? Dr. Nathan says that we can take him by using flying him up. On the other side, we see Madison enters that corporation together with her buddies. She wanted to check the element that this company changed into making upon which Godzilla felt competitive and attacked. There they locate massive eggs of an animal. As they locate the eggs, their door gets locked. In fact, the vicinity wherein they were locked was a gadget. It became taking them to Hong Kong in conjunction with the eggs. The military manages to correctly shipping him to the doorway of the hollow earth. They ask Kong to enter and discover the mysterious underground world. But, Kong refuses to head, standing firm. They decide that they may ask the lady to compel him so that he goes there. Because he did not refuse that female. Kong might be made aware that your family and many other creatures are present. Kong agrees to visit that cave. Kong is going to that whole earth cave. They comply with Kong on their anti-gravity car. It become a unique global. That they had anti-gravity cars so their existence is stored. Many distinctive monsters had been there in the whole earth. Then a flying monster attacks their anti-gravity automobile. It changed into about to attack that woman but Kong kills him. He detaches his head. After it, Kong moves ahead and everyone follows him. There was no gravity on hollow earth, therefore the entirety become flying inside the air. Madison and her friends reach Hong Kong. They get to understand about secret guns there. This business enterprise has made some other Godzilla to kill Godzilla. Its call was Mechagodzilla. Its controller changed into the person that turned into brought by means of the enterprise's proprietor to Dr. Nathan. To test Mechagodzilla's powers, the skull crawler is left there. Mechagodzilla kills the cranium crawler the use of his powers. Here the difficulty is formed that they wished extra strength to run Mechagodzilla. That electricity changed into handiest within the whole earth. This became the cause, Enterprise's owner become looking for an electricity supply in order that he gives existence to Mechagodzilla once more. Later we see that Mechagodzilla is activated. As Mechagodzilla becomes energetic, Godzilla feels it. He starts off evolved moving to Hong Kong in which that Mechagodzilla was. Hollow Earth become very stunning. Whole Earth had an energy source in its mountain. Kong actions there and opens its door. He growls. Kong finds a weapon, axe, crafted from Godzilla's body there. He sits at a place with this axe like a king. Godzilla reached Hong Kong and now he became transferring to Mechagodzilla. Anybody begins strolling to store his life. Kong finds the power source there and he reveals out that it could price this axe too. Due to the fact his axe labored while completely charged and becomes extra effective. Godzilla receives to recognize that a person has come so he throws his nuclear power on the floor. That nuclear power pierces the ground and reaches Kong. The employer's female owner performs a trick on them. She sends a sample of this power to the Enterprise in order that they spark off the Mechagodzilla. The woman medical doctor forbade her to do that, however she doesn't concentrate to her. While she realizes Godzilla is on his way, she begins to flee. But then Kong destroys her vehicle. Kong receives prepared to combat Godzilla preserving his axe. Godzilla gave Kong a signal of war, the use of nuclear powers. Kong comes Hong Kong and he assaults Godzilla along with his axe receives stuck inside the constructing. Availing the danger, Godzilla falls down to Kong and that they fight a lot. Godzilla attempts to kill Kong frequently the use of his nuclear powers. However Kong fights with bravery and survives every time. Then Kong assaults Godzilla together with his axe and he receives injured. Godzilla turns into aggressive and throws Kong away the use of his nuclear powers. However Kong stops that electricity the usage of his axe. They get right into a big fight for a long term. As Godzilla became very powerful so it seemed that Kong gets defeated. Godzilla injures Kong and throws him there. He begins growling by means of placing his toes on his chest. Seeing it, Kong additionally growls and Godzilla leaves Kong there. The proprietor of the business enterprise discovers the power supply with a view to allow him to prompt Mechagodzilla. Here we get to realize that Mechagodzilla is huge and greater powerful than Godzilla. But here Mechagodzilla controls the whole thing. He kills the company's owner. Then he kills his assistant. Then Mechagodzilla comes outside breaking the wall. When Godzilla sees Mechagodzilla, he moves forward to kill him. They fight lots. As Mechagodzilla changed into so powerful, Godzilla appeared defeated. Mechagodzilla hits Godzilla regularly and he falls down. Madison and that hacker try to show off the power of Mechagodzilla. But all of the machines there had been locked. On the alternative side, we see injured Kong, whose situation become very worse now. He was about to die. When that female listens to Kong's heartbeat, she tells that it is going to end quickly. Dr. Nathan says that we must supply Kong an electric shock to save his existence. They give him shock the usage of that anti-gravity car. Kong shakes and he turned into now alive and aware. That girl tells Kong that Godzilla isn't our rival but our friend. So pass help her. Kong goes there to save Godzilla. Mechagodzilla became approximately to kill Godzilla whilst Kong arrives there. Kong saves him. Godzilla knows that Kong and that I have to combat with him together. Mechagodzilla turned into so effective that it hanged heavy on each of them. Kong finds his all but sadly, it wasn't charged. Nevertheless, Kong makes use of this all and attacks Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla become about to kill Kong whilst he stops him. Madison and that hacker were not able to deactivate the system, so they positioned water on it. Mechagodzilla became off for a while. Getting the risk, Mechagodzilla expenses Kong's axe the use of his nuclear powers. Kong became powerful now, so he destroys Mechagodzilla. He cracks his toes and arms and separates every part of his body. Eventually, he detaches his head as well. As Mechagodzilla turned into lifeless now, the whole thing gets lower back to its normal. However, then Godzilla stands up all over again. Kong takes out his axe and gets prepared to combat with Godzilla. They don't combat due to the fact they helped each different, and Godzilla returns to the ocean from which he came. Kong entered the hollow earth for all time. Kong introduced that little female with him. Right here this movie ends. Thank you for watching.